Hi everyone, Emma here. I have this beautiful work that I've been playing with, stitching for Kath from the UK. So of course her initial and some kind of filigree. So I've never done this before. This is just doing this from looking at images and the odd video on YouTube. But by the time I just have this leaf here to finish and this little area here, and then this part is totally done. Learned a lot and definitely realized the amount of work that's involved. It's probably important to maybe research what I'm doing first. Gosh, imagine that. My wife would just like shake her head when she hears that because I'm like, I see something, I'm like, I can do that. She's like, okay. So anyway, just because this was the one that I started with, and I was kind of using the person, like there was an actual image of beadwork that looked like this. And I was trying to create this darker color around the beadwork. Didn't realize what they were using was French wire, or they sometimes call it bouillon. So anyway, I didn't like the way this one looked. But of course, that was a lot of work. So I'm like, I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to, I actually, what I thought I'd do is once I get to the others and start doing the others, I might adjust it. I'd like just take this piece, take the beads out. So somebody mentioned cutting it out, but of course this piece is like a piece of, it's kind of fake velour. This is all one piece that's going to go on the top of the treasure chest or jewelry box, however you want to look at it. But so anyway, I thought that kind of wasn't an option, because then that meant this area here I might have to create some beadwork because of cutting it out. So anyway, moving right along, I started doing my own idea from images I'd seen without having to copy, just do it myself. And I found it was turning out a lot nicer. So, and I have to say, for never doing it and using seed beads instead of bouillon for this section here, I did pretty good. There's just a few spots that's a bit, popped out a little bit, but it turned out pretty good. But I've since watched some videos that shows you how to do this with the bouillon. It's amazing. So then, yeah, so there, I did this leaf again, my own style, and just kind of made it look a bit organic. So I just have that and that left, which prompted me to start looking at doing the rest. Now, I haven't done anything about the rest of the outside of the box, and I got this box at the dollar store, believe it or not. So it's just a, I'm not sure, press, it looks like veneer. It's a really thin piece of wood, but it has the clasp, and I apologize. Let me see if I can bring this out a bit and maybe add some light to it so you can see there. That's better. Much better. So that's what it looks like. It's quite big. And then the inside. So for the inside, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I wanted to cover it like, I'm familiar with flocking, but I feel like because this is really not that finished, that flocking it might look a bit, I don't know, it wouldn't look as nice as it should. So I thought I'll cover it with fabric, and I was so lucky. I have a cat that's trying to get at my stuff. Go on, lay down. I was so lucky that when I put the call out for velour, Monique from New Brunswick sent me a box full of stuff. So here's, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that. That's for the inside. So anyway, last night I worked on the, what a nightmare doing this is. And I don't mean to say that I'm enjoying myself on one level, but I have this issue of being picky about stuff. So I have a vision in my head and I keep trying to strive for that vision. So anyway, I spent last night measuring out and cutting, and I haven't cut the fabric yet for this here, but I did manage to figure out what I'm going to do for the bottom and the top piece. So let's take a look. Actually, I'll just tell you one more thing. So this here too, is a bit rusted. So I definitely wanted to get rid of this. Now I would like to get rid of the back. You can see how it's rusted and weird and stuff. But you know what? The lid opens really nice. So I think I can cover this with fabric and just have it so that there's some give in the fabric so that it can still open and close. But you won't see those. So those, I might put some fake ones on. But so the front's definitely coming off. So what I have for that is this stuff here. Let me put a bead mat down so that you're not distracted by what's going on in the background. Let me bring this closer here. So I thought what I would do is put like a knob or a handle on the front. Let me see, bring this back here. So once this is off, what I will do is I have these lovely pieces. Now, I thought I might put it like that, but actually, I think I had figured if I put two side by side, so let's ignore this for now. Two side by side here, and then this, and I made this, and I'll show you. Oh, I don't have my, this is a bead cap, this piece here. Let me enlarge this a bit. Yeah, so this is a bead cap, a bead, this is a bead cap. Let me get that in focus here. That's a bead cap, there's a daisy spacer, another bead cap, and wire wrapping. And there's my head pin went through there. So yeah, I was going to show you, but I didn't put everything. I just have my beads. I will show you when I go to put it together how to do this. This was actually so easy. It was a matter of finding the right beads that kind of matched the everything together, and it actually went pretty well. So let's take a look. So something like this is going to go on the front. Now the front's going to be covered in some other fabric that has embroidery on it as well with beads. So then that will be the handle to open the lid. And I do have these. I don't know if I was going to put, I can't remember now. I need to photograph these things when I come up with them, because I put this aside a while ago. So yeah, that would look really nice, and then have some bead embroidery along the, just a line of it going along the front and then around the sides and stuff. So definitely, and it's kind of in keeping with the colors that I have here, these gorgeous golds and darker golds. So yeah, that, and oh, the other part to this, you might notice there's a loop here, and you're thinking, why do you have a loop on the top? I am going to attach a tassel. So I have this lovely brown tassel, and I am going to do some beadwork around the tassel, so then it will dangle. And I probably will cut this like in half here, because I don't think it needs that long of a tassel, but we'll see when I get it done. So I'm just looking around my office. I had my beadwork tassel to show you, but I I keep reorganizing my office. So I need to keep this so that the hairs don't get messed up. So let's just put this, oh, there's the bag. And let me show you. I have a bunch of stuff to show you. If you haven't figured out yet by the title of this video, it's an update. So let's move this over. And let's fix this a bit and bring this out so you can see what I have on my desk. And so the first time I had French wire, I had seen a video on how to use it for the end of your wire when you're making a bracelet. To protect your wire, you cut a little piece and then you put your crimp bead on at this end here, and this goes around your clasp. And I bought some, actually I have it right here, so I bought some. It was really expensive. It was something like $5 or $6 for this. Now I do, this one is, let me see, gold plated. This one isn't. So there is a difference. But it was frustrating because this piece was so small and they're all different millimeter widths, and I cut the wrong length and then I had to recut it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could see my money going out the window every cut I made. But so when I saw this, you can see it in the corner here on Amazon, I almost passed out. I was like, oh my heavens, I am definitely buying some of this. So you have to stay tuned for the unboxing video, because I didn't just order this one. I ordered a bunch, and actually this stuff is incredible. It's awesome. This was about $15 Canadian. I think there was a shipping charge. I think on each item is like $5, but if you have more than one item in your cart, it comes down to something like $2 or something like that. And it came super fast all the way from India, and it was well packaged. Anyway, I'll save that for the unboxing video. Incredible stuff. So I was super stoked because I had seen an image, and you know what? You think I can find that image now? I totally can't find it. But so this is going to go inside the box on the bottom and on the top. And basically, I should move this stuff over here to show you. I'm using it for my supplies, but actually it's the other side, so the top or the bottom. So there's a piece of velour. I'll just show you a piece of velour. Some quilting, thin layer quilting batting. So you can see with this one, it's quite thin. But I didn't want a huge pucker with it. And we'll talk about that in a second. So there's that. Then I have this stiffy embroidery felt. And then, let me pull this out. So this is what I was doing last night with the measurements. My poor brain was just like, and go figure, this one's not too bad. I think this was my second one. I actually have it on the lines of the grid mark, but initially when I cut it out, I didn't have it centered when I cut it. So I'll show you on this one. So this line here, so these lines, see where the dot is? It should be on an intersection, and it's not. Well, you can see the yellow line is just below. So the midpoint of this is opposite of what these lines are. Oh, it was pain in the butt. So anyway, I did manage to get, these are diamonds. I don't know if you can see them. So it creates a diamond pattern. You can see a bit of it. here, a diamond pattern. So once you get them all in there, you can really see the diamond pattern. And if this was a bit thicker, I do think, like the padding, I do think that it will, you'll see more of this puckering effect once it's all done. Because definitely, like here, you can't see it too much. But when you look at these guys, you can definitely see it. So especially these. So we'll see how that goes. So that's, and this trick, the graph paper trick, I learned from Razzmatazz. When he does his bead work, he puts this on top and has the lines he can follow. So his drawing and everything, he can follow the lines perfectly and whatnot. And of course, when I did this, I drew directly onto the fabric with a light blue pen, and it wasn't a fabric pen. Actually, you know what? I had a fabric pen that was probably about 10 years old, and I used it, and I spent at least an hour drawing all this out with that fabric pen. A couple hours later, I came back to my office to just look at what I had done to see, get some ideas. It had disappeared. So I'm a little sketchy on fabric pens. I'm sure the one I had was old, so it was lightening up too quickly. So I'll have to, I'm heading to the fabric store to get some supplies, and I'm going to ask them about that problem that I had. So, but anyway, so yeah, definitely the graph paper to mark. There's no way I could get a pattern. And even with this, I would even suggest, like, this one here is not in the same orientation as the others. Now, as I got better, you can see that the lines are somewhat lining up, but I think once it's done, I'm not going to notice. And I still have kind of said to myself that I'm going to complete this one and work on this one. And once I'm done this one, I will come back to this one and decide whether I keep it or not. I may change it. And actually, once I get this done completely, I may end up changing the design altogether, because I feel like these pieces of French wire I cut too long. I feel like they don't kind of fit with the size of the beads. So I think probably something like that instead, and centered. So I don't know. I again, you have an image in your head, and it's like, this is what I'm doing. And you keep trying to strive for that. And of course, you don't have the skills. I just have the inspiration. So anyway, it's, even when I don't feel I'm successful in the initial image that I wanted to do, I learned so many other things along the way that it's so valuable. And one of the big things I learned is, when I go to do something, is I have to think about how much time I'm going to invest in it. And if it's something that's, requires a lot of supplies that are expensive and it takes a lot of time, I need to do the research on how to do it. And I mean, you guys are probably laughing. And I know if I said this to my wife, she'd be laughing too and shaking her head. But, I'm 57. Am I really going to change now? I don't know. I think I'm hopeful that I'm open to change and learning new things and lessons about how to do stuff. So let me show you what else I'm working on. So I know that some people had asked me about this project and where it was going. And actually, there's a surprise that's going to go into the box. And that one I'm keeping a full surprise, because I'm going to do some videos and show you all how to do it. And hopefully I'll have that ready soon. It's just, I've got so much going on that Um, and it's a little bit complex, and it's one of those things I taught myself how to do it and figured it out. So I want to be helpful to you and do it in a way that's going to make it easy for you. So I don't want you to look at it and go, oh, that's way too complicated. She's not really sure about how to do it. So yeah, there's that. When has that ever stopped me? So let's take a look. This is a cool travel mat that Kath gave me. So let me just show you. I'm going to turn this way. And again, the camera is just, so you can see there's a few things going on here. Let's get this one because it's got so many threads. This is the Sophia bracelet, the double Sophia bracelet from Stephanie at Bronze Pony. So I've been working on this. You know, sometimes I just want to bead. I don't want to have to do a video. I don't want to have to, you know, do the instruction and all that stuff and whatnot. And I was feeling kind of crappy, so I was like, oh, I'm going to do one of her bracelets. They always cheer me up. Hers and Mila's, oh my gosh, I find it so fulfilling. So anyway, yeah, so this turned out amazing. It's not done yet, but I'm adding, I mean, just the single one by itself looks stunning. But, you know, adding the two, so this is going to be incredible. These are Swarovskis. So yeah, this turned out really nice. So that's that one that I'm working on. And this is the star bead that I mentioned. Let me get this in focus. Design that I wanted to work on. And again, I'm still working through it. I saw something similar and decided to try and figure it out on my own. And this is kind of what I've come up with. I'm not entirely happy with how it's sitting, but you know, and how I'm going through the beads. But I think I need to just continue on, and then by the time I get to the end of this, I'll be able to show you with ease how to do it. This piece here is actually 2 loops through a Monty and then peyote stitch. And at the 3rd row, I think, just 1, 2. 3rd row is 15 seed beads. So it creates like a little picot around it. And then, so here's the problem that I'm having with these star beads. I didn't realize when I saw the pictures of them, and I don't know why I didn't realize it, but so the hole only goes through 2 of the peaks. So for some reason I thought it went through all 4 corners, kind of like a Monty, so that I could just loop back around to this Monty and then, you know, add and stuff like that. But I can't because I have to go across to the other side, add the Monty, and then, you know, I'll probably move this way on the bracelet and add this guy here. But in the meantime, I would take and do these 2 loops on here and then continue across. And then there's some other stuff I want to do here to hold these 2 pieces together. But anyway, that's a lot of jibber jabber, but at least you know something's going on in my little brain. So let's put those aside. And this was the other thing. So I apologize. I don't remember the person that sent me the link to Allie at Potomac Beads, her tutorial on this bracelet. So I have to say these are addictive. They are so simple to do. Now you do have to have the magnetic clasps, these 2. And I'm just going to be, the glue's in there good, so but I'm always worried with magnetic clasp. So yeah, you need these tube clasps and definitely some leather, but I'm sure most people have some leather. And then these peyote, and I'm trying to think, she used 2mm bicones. I had never heard of 2mm bicones. So I was like, I have a bunch of Swarovskis. So I'm going to use these, and I just bought these 3mm Swarovskis. So that's what I ended up using, and they are so beautiful. This turned out really nice. And this one I did for my wife, which is the rainbow symbol. You can kind of see that the size is a little, they don't sit snugly together, but I don't know. I think I made a mistake in this area because I think I ended up with an extra stitch or something like that. So I definitely want to do a video on this one. But again, I have to look at her video because I think she used 16. So this was with the 16, and I felt it was too short. And of course, for the rainbow, I wanted to do even numbers of rows of the bicones of the different color, and then have an outline on the side of the seed bead. So I think I did 20, and then it's peyote. So then when you turn, you add another. So it's actually odd count peyote because it's 21 beads. I have to look that up because I don't remember her saying anything about odd count, although she did 16 and then a 17 bead to turn. So who knows? Anyway, so that's what I've been up to no good. Yeah, so stay tuned for some videos. I apologize. I'm in a kind of weird, funky mood where I'm, the grab bag sale, people are starting to get their grab bags and sending me lovely messages. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for participating. That was so much fun. So yeah, once it was done and I got all the shipments out, there's a few orders trickling in, and there are a few bags left, so you can email me if you're interested. But I don't know, maybe it's tired, maybe it's spring, a bit of stress waiting for a surgical date. Um, I don't know. So I've got I, I'm having a hard time getting myself or my head organized to do videos, like demonstration videos. So if you guys will hang in there with me, because I have a bunch of unboxings to do. I have 3 orders from Potomac Beads. No, sorry. Actually, those are coming, but Beadaholic, they're 70% off sale. So I just finished today organizing what I have, and there's a third one on its way. So yeah, I'm just gonna, and I'll show you some of the bead embroidery stuff I bought from India, and hopefully that'll stimulate me. The other thing too is I have that collaboration with BB Craft, and I have actually 2 purses that I'm gonna do for that. And I was trying to figure out a way to do that so that I can show you how to do it, just because there's sewing involved, and that would mean a 2-part video because there's no way I'm gonna do editing. So I think I'll do like one will be ready to glue in, all sewn. The other I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. So anyway, that's just me running through my head. I hope you guys are doing well and hanging in there. Spring is around the corner. The weather's going to get nicer. We can get out for walks and talk to our neighbors. And yeah, so hang in there, and I will as well. Take care, everybody. And I'll keep you up to date, I hope, to have this. So I did, you know, when I was showing you this, I forgot to mention that I did a basting stitch all the way around to hold the fabric, because when you start puckering, the fabric wants to move, and this stuff is very uh, like it curls and it moves quite a bit, so I wanted to make sure it was secure. So, and that part I learned that to use a contrasting color so you can see it when you go to cut it out, and to just do it loosely, and that way you can just snip those and pull the strings out, and you're ready to go. So there we go. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.